The history of the exchange. In the modern trading environment, we can distinguish between centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. These two types of exchanges are brand new concepts pioneered by cryptocurrency trading. The operating mode of traditional exchanges. In traditional transactions, such as foreign exchange and stock markets, we are almost always talking about a centralized exchange, a company that has buyers and sellers at the same time. For example, the New York Stock Exchange is a centralized exchange. They operate a market as a company, enabling people to exchange one asset for another. When two people want to use money to trade Apple's stock, they need a place to exchange these two assets. For them, the best way is through an exchange, which maintains transparency of all different prices so that everyone can see what the exchange rate is for Apple stock in US dollars. Basically, this is the role of all traditional centralized exchanges, including the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, and Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Although it is generally believed that traditional exchanges such as NASDAQ are operating smoothly, in fact their division of labor is inefficient. When two people trade on one of the exchanges, they are not actually trading directly with each other. On the contrary, the centralized exchange is the trading party. Centralized exchanges act as intermediaries to match requests between buyers and sellers of US dollars and Apple stocks. This concept is called order matching. But this does not mean that anyone can visit the NASDAQ website and register for transactions, and there is no NASDAQ bank account to send money. Instead, individual traders need to connect directly to the exchange's broker. At both ends of the transaction, there are several layers of intermediary institutions for just a simple transaction. Brokers use different accounts in different banks for a settlement between each other and the centralized exchange. As another intermediary, the bank doubled this inefficiency. They have no incentive to make transactions faster, because holding more money is a profitable way for banks. In fact, most traditional exchanges in the world adopt the T+2 model. This means that it actually takes 2 days for a settlement. Even if the transaction app says order has been completed, the reality behind it is that the transaction will only be settled after 2 days. Given the size of the industry, this means that banks have billions of dollars in funds waiting to be settled every day. In short, the whole process seems to be at odds with the way everyone today is used to downloading mobile apps and immediately starting to use the service. Traditional exchanges are not even open all year round. If something big happens on the weekend, the market will still have to wait until Monday morning to react. This situation is becoming less and less accepted by the public. Although the traditional system seems to be committed to maintaining this model, cryptocurrency exchanges have made huge improvements to the way we trade assets. The mode of operation of a centralized cryptocurrency exchange. There are hundreds of cryptocurrency exchanges around the world, including AX, Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, FTX, and BitMEX. Unlike traditional exchanges, users can directly enter the website of any of these cryptocurrency exchanges, register and start trading. The transaction is directly connected to the exchange. Except for the exchange itself as the counterparty of the order matchmaker, no more brokers or other middlemen participate. Compared with the traditional model, another big difference is that the centralized exchange actually controls the order book and users' funds. The centralized exchange is responsible for maintaining the security of users' funds and protecting it from hacker attacks. Therefore, trusting the exchange as a good custodian has become a very important factor. Most of the liquidity in the cryptocurrency market is in centralized cryptocurrency exchanges because they are generally easy to use. Users do not need to manage the keys by themselves, do not need to learn or understand complicated wallets, and only need an email and a password to start the transaction. Decentralized exchanges are the next stage of trading development, aiming to provide a safer trading environment and more other benefits. The operating model of a decentralized exchange. Decentralization is the opposite of centralized exchanges. Decentralization provides a transaction ecosystem that closely reflects the core values of the cryptocurrency community around personal authorization, decentralization, and financial sovereignty. Generally, cryptocurrency trading has three basic functions: fund management, order book, and cryptocurrency trading. In order for the exchange to be truly decentralized, each of these functions must operate in a decentralized manner. 1. Users are the custodians of their own funds, and their assets are placed in their own hot and cold wallets. 2. Orders must be passed directly from one trading user to another, and their application program compiles an order book without relying on some kind of central order book service. 3. As the user's application communicates to establish the transaction process, the order is directly matched between traders, and then transmitted through the interchain network for direct point-to-point settlement. Decentralization is a platform for direct transactions between trading parties, and does not hold each investor's funds in the exchange wallet. Decentralized users have custody of their own funds, wallets, and private keys. There is no centralized organization that can prevent user transactions or freeze user accounts. However, if the user loses access to the account or loses the key, there is no central authority that can restore access. Decentralization still requires individual investors to assume the responsibility of managing their own private keys and wallets. In decentralization, everything depends on oneself.